Hello everyone, thanks for joining us back here at Somerset Place. Now that we've discussed the large slave dwellings, we're continuing our series about the enslaved community in 1843 by focusing on the smaller 1.5-story slave dwellings. There were 23 of these houses, the first of which has been reconstructed and named the Judy and Lewis home for the heads of the family who lived there. Since this house is part of our guided tour, and since Kathy covered cabin number 5 that stood next door, we're beginning today with the 6th slave dwelling, the Joseph and Matilda Cabarrus home, which looked exactly the same. A total of 7 enslaved persons occupied this structure, including 22-year-old Fanny and her 3-year-old son Philip. Unfortunately, nothing is known about their lives or families, and both were forcibly uprooted from their home in 1843 when they were inherited by Louisa Collins and taken to Alabama. Also living in this house at that time were 38-year-old Joseph Cabarrus, his 35-year-old wife Matilda Collins, and their 3 children, Lovey, age 13, Henderson, age 11, and Matilda Cheney, age 9. The younger Matilda was recorded as Cheney on the inventory to distinguish her from her mother, and the Cabarruses also had a son named John, who was not listed at all. Joseph was born in Edenton in 1805 and sent to Somerset Place around 1830, although he later received a Christmas pass to visit his family back in Edenton. In contrast, Matilda was born at Somerset Place in 1808 to Guinea Jack and Fanny Collins, both Native Africans who were part of the plantation's original enslaved labor force. Matilda was later listed as being, quote, injured in 1840, though the nature of her injury is unknown. Joseph and Matilda's eldest daughter, Lovey, grew up to serve as one of the cooks who prepared lavish meals in the kitchen for the Collins family. This building still stands today, and we talk more about Lovey's role in it during our regular guided tours. Lovey married Davidson Harvey, and the couple had 4 children. You can learn more about the Harvey family in Kathy's video on cabin number 5, linked at the end of this episode. Meanwhile, Lovey's sister Cheney also married and had a child by the time of the Civil War, but the conflict brought tragedy and horror to the Cabarrus family. When Union troops first visited the plantation in 1862, Lovey was ravished and assaulted at gunpoint by an unnamed soldier. Then only a few months later, Lovey's family, Cheney's family, and John Cabarrus were taken to Franklin County, while their parents and brother Henderson were left behind. Fortunately, all reunited at Somerset Place after emancipation, except for Lovey's son Peter, and the Cabarrus family remained lifelong residents of Cresswell and Cherry. Matilda passed away before 1880, and Joseph after 1880, while their daughter Lovey lived until the first decade of the 20th century. In our next video, we'll continue our look at the smaller slave dwellings along Lake Phelps, so until then, be sure to subscribe and ring the bell for notifications about when it's posted. Thanks for joining us.